David Wagner, 10-minute daily reality check. Hanging out with my brother Eric.
Hi.
You know, that was a creepy hi. That was good. Hi. So, say it ain't so. It just seems like ever since Harvey Weinstein decided to disrobe and show everybody his robe and get caught at it, it seems like one by one they're all falling.
Dropping like flies.
Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey now has been known to, what was it? There was an actor's son that he came on to. What was the story behind Kevin Spacey's creepiness?
At a table reading or something with Richard Dreyfuss when he was directing a play years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. And Richard Dreyfuss's youngest son was getting his leg and inner thigh grabbed by Kevin Spacey, which is a little creepy with your dad sitting next to you.
Creepy. Kevin Spacey supposedly was molested. I think that was one of the stories. Yeah, he was molested when he was younger. I met Kevin Spacey. I had eyeball contact with him. When we all moved to Los Angeles, everybody seems to do ecstasy once in a while, right? That was the first time I ever did ecstasy, and I was up in the Hollywood Hills at a party, and there was Bill Maher there with a creepy, really young girl, like a super young Asian girl.
Was he wearing his mask?
Yeah, he was wearing his mask. He wasn't as masky looking back then as he is now. Now he looks like he's wearing Joan Rivers' mask, right? Doesn't he look like he's wearing like Joan Rivers' face?
It's a little scary and pasty to me.
It's a little pasty. So I saw him there, and I remember seeing Kevin Spacey, and he was just eyeballing me. And then, the weird, creepy, the super queenie guy, right, that just like stares you down and just keeps staring you down. And he was doing it to me, then he did it to somebody else, and he did it to somebody else, and I was watching him, and I was like, it's fascinating because he's a really good actor.
He's on the hunt.
I know, and it's sad because now all of a sudden he did something 20 years ago, 15 years ago, whatever it might be.
This is all positive that this is coming out. I know it sucks that you're losing your favorite actor and his career may never ever be the same, but I think it's something that it's been going on for years. It's like an inside joke or an inside boogeyman that people deal with, not only in Hollywood but in businesses where men have money and have power. And this is great. Let everybody get exposed. Let the other men that haven't been exposed, that have done this shit, sit on eggshells and wait for their name to get called.
Well, that's what it seems to be, because then as we looked today, Louis C.K. now is the next one, who he supposedly masturbates when women come and read for him, for an audition. He just sits there and masturbates. And it's strange thing is that Louis C.K. is somebody who talks about feminism a lot, and the respect that he has.
And he's got daughters.
Right, and he's got daughters, and he's got the respect for women. And here he is. It's amazing. Men in position of power can't control their urges.
It's not everybody, but
not all men.
It's probably a low percentage of men if you think about it. But the fact that it just goes on and it's been almost this like accepted taboo that has been a big secret, the casting couch, or just a woman getting her ass pinched or getting catcalled or whatever. It's like this escalates to a whole other level.
Well, I think now it's an eye-opening, too, because I think it's an eye-opener for all the people that are actually doing it, because eventually you're either going to have your career ruined, you're going to get caught, or you go get help. It's almost like a cry for help. And for all the victims speaking up finally, maybe it will help other people who get molested before they get molested to speak up at that moment, knowing that there's an outcry for it.
That they won't stand for it, even as it's happening, or when you can feel that something could potentially happen. You just leave that situation. You don't enter that room, that dangerous room. Or it's unavoidable, I'm sure. In offices, and it's disgusting. Well, got some sad news to report. Also, that the beloved Steven Seagal.
Oh no, not Steven Seagal, really?
Yeah, shocking, right? He's got the warmest eyes in the world. So. Yeah, I think there's a lot of women coming forward right now about frightening moments with him in closed quarters. Ugh, that's just one of the good guys.
It's gross. It really is. There's rumors about Ben Affleck. There's rumors that Casey Affleck has paid off three people.
It's not rumors. It's true.
Right? It's like, it's nonstop every single day. But here's one. Okay, for the women team, Mariah Carey.
Well, she's a she-male. So it's accepted. That's. I made that joke the other day saying, well, all these men are getting accused of it, and rightfully so. There absolutely have to be these alpha females that pull the same shit, for sure. Madonna. I mean, I'm not saying Madonna did it, but that type of strong personality woman could absolutely take advantage.
Sure, women with a penis.
For all intents and purposes.
I mean, but then again, it's somebody in power.
That's true.
You know, somebody who makes a lot of money, somebody who thinks the rules don't apply to them. I mean, look, Donald Trump with his fondling, Bill Clinton. I mean, politician after politician gets caught like doing something like this. I'm sure this happens in regular offices with the guy the guy who's running the office. I mean, even though he might be making $70,000 a year, he's in a position of power, and that position of power makes him feel like
the woman doesn't want to lose her job and get blacklisted. She looks like it's a scary position to be put in.
No one wants to get fondled by James Spader now on blacklist. You see how he looks now?
Yeah. No, but to tell on these people, it's like it could be career suicide. That's probably what has held people back in the past, obviously.
Well, yeah, I think people have been held back. I think people have been afraid. I mean, look at, all the rumors. God bless me. All the rumors of all the people, Tom Cruise, is he gay? Is he not gay? John Travolta, does he fondle massage therapists? Sure. You hear these stories, and I think there was this cloak. People. Well, it's entitled people, but then there was this cloak of like secrecy and payoffs and everything else. And I think this is a beautiful thing. I think it's really amazing that people are finally speaking up, because by speaking up, maybe you can prevent this from happening in the future. Because if you think about it, if a man or a she-male like Mariah Carey knows that they're going to be exposed one day, maybe they'll actually work on the problem. Maybe
they'll think twice before they do it, hopefully, or just won't do it.
Yeah, but on the Kevin Spacey thing, which is really weird, which is definitely a male trait, right? Kevin Spacey is hitting on young boys. There's the gay queen that's hitting on young boys. And then you have guys that you and I know, and they're, 40s and 50s, and they fuck around with 20-year-old girls. I mean, is that some form of manipulation, or is that, full-on consent?
If it's consent, is consent. There's 21, 22-year-old young women that know exactly what they're looking for when they're spending time with a 50-year-old man, 45-year-old man. I don't think there's any confusion. They like the money. They like the security. They like the power, whatever it is. They like the daddy figure, We'll see. There's definitely more to come.
There is Corey Feldman. Did you read that the other day? Corey Feldman talks about some movie, License to Drive, that he was doing, and a co-actor, a little older actor, basically threw him down and molested him, and Corey Feldman just decided just to give in instead of doing something about it, because he didn't want to make a stink, and he didn't want to be, he didn't want to be hurt or anything else, so he just kind of gave in to the whole thing. I mean, this is a big, I'm not a big social media person. I think social media is really ridiculous. It's a bunch of people posting their shit for validation, but this is an interesting way of exposing people, because it's almost like we've become a society. If you look at our society, people drive Ubers now, right? People rent their homes out. It's this shared society. It's shared economy. That's what people are doing. They're doing a shared economy. So now it's actually like a shared society. It's like if people have a place to go report this stuff in, hopefully once again, the creepy person will go and actually get the work done but then again, you're forcing somebody who's got an issue or a behavior pattern, to actually go and get it fixed when they don't think there's anything broken with them.
No, because they compartmentalize it probably and go home to their wife and 3 kids or whatever. It's like that wouldn't be the first person cheating on their spouse. It's the same idea, but it's against the law. It's dangerous, and it's something that will linger in the person who it happens to for years, and they may never get over it. They may have trust issues, rightfully so, after this for the rest of their lives.
People are fucked up. I mean, that's, the more I've been coaching for 17 years, the more I talk to people, the more I realize people are fucked up. I mean, there's narcissists running around that think the rules don't apply to them. There's sociopaths that run around. There are borderline personalities that run around. And I think people are coming more into contact with these people on a regular basis because with swipe dating, with Tinder and Bumble, you meet people you never would have met. You used to meet somebody as you were walking down the street, or you met somebody at the neighborhood coffee shop, right? Now you're meeting this like really creepy person that lives 17 miles away. And they're not your social circle. They may not be your economic circle. They may not be your mental circle. You're not meeting them at a yoga class. You're meeting them on fucking online. And you're just taking so much risk. The strangest people I'm finding nowadays running around.
Yeah. Well, they hide behind the web.
Yeah, they hide.
And they show themselves after they try to woo you over,
Fuck wooing over. Anyway, reality check out for the day. Don't forget to spread the podcast, man. And write down below your favorite Louis C.K. Routine that he's done, because I'd like to see him talk his way out of this one. But write down, and I'm sure he will, because look, Pee Wee Herman beat off in the back of a movie theater long time ago, and everybody basically chastised him, and then people forgot. Now the question is,
Yes, Grandpa, that's when they had porn in movie theaters.
Right, yes, exactly. But no, think about this, right? Think about this. Is Louis C.K. and Harvey Weinstein and Kevin Spacey and Mariah Carey, all these, are they going to become the Ray Rice? Because if you think about it, Ray Rice hasn't been given another chance in the NFL, yet Joe Mixon punches a woman in Oklahoma and gets drafted in the second round. So the question is, are these people going to be able to recover? Are they going to be able to grow from this, learn from this? Are they going to be able to win the public trust back? Do you think women will ever go to a Louis C.K. event ever again?
You're going to see very soon. He's got a new movie coming out that I think he directed and stars in. So we'll see what kind of response.
Yeah, people have short attention span. Most people don't even remember fucking what year 9/11 was, anymore. I mean, people's attention span is super, super short. So be interesting to see what happens. All right, reality check out. See you tomorrow.